The reason I wanted to be in business is I discovered one thing. I discovered that some of the most exciting and biggest earners in the company are.
Hi, I am Wilson. Thank you for your time.
Hi, Joss.
Can you introduce your background?
Yes, I am Wilson Lee Flores. I own this 86-year-old Kamuning Bakery in Quezon City, the Philippines. I am a real estate businessman, but I'm more known by other people as a columnist in Philippine Star newspaper. I enjoy also analyzing economics, politics, history, culture, of course, food, and anything.
Now, you said you're a realtor, entrepreneur,
Yes.
economist. What
Yes.
is it about your earliest years that made you who you are today?
When I was a child, my father died when I was 7 years old, and I heard stories about he was a business person, a talented one, and his father, grandfather, and all those others. But my mother was more a teacher. She was a teacher. She loved literature, history, writing, music, all those things that are not business related. So I've been influenced by her example and her love of books and reading. So I've become a different person in a different interest that I am into. But the reason I wanted to be in business is because number one, my father used to be a business person and I had to exist because I did not inherit anything from my father's side. Of all the businesses available in the world, the reason I went into real estate is because after college, I went to work for a real estate company. And in that company, I was assigned to the purchasing department, more quiet work in the real estate company. But during the time when I was there, in the short time I was in the real estate company, I was always moving around, observing everything, lunch breaks and everything, looking at different parts of the company. I discovered one thing. I discovered that some of the most exciting and biggest earners in the company are in the sales department. I'm not saying the others are not important. I just was fascinated with the sales department. So I went to the owner of the company and requested to be transferred from the purchasing department to the sales of the real estate company. The first thing the owner asked me, are you sure you want to move to that department? Because in that department in sales, you don't have fixed salary. It's not even called a salary. It's only called an allowance every month, smaller than the minimum wage of anybody in the company. And you are not assured of it every month. You have to make minimum one sale a month of a real estate property in order to get that allowance. And you don't have all the other regular benefits of a regular employee. It's not an employer-employee relationship. So I went there. That's how I ended up eventually being in the real estate business.
How challenging was it to do real estate during your time?
Very interesting. During my time, that was maybe before you were born. What year were you born?
2004.
Wow, you were not yet born. Imagine, I'm no longer very young, not yet very old, but not yet. It was in the mid 1990s. It was 1995. After the Cory Aquino tumultuous era of non-stop coup d'etat and economic instability, that was the Fidel Ramos era. President Fidel Ramos was more stable, economy was booming at one time. So everybody was going into real estate development, all these condo, all these townhouses, all these golf courses everywhere. Do you know why it was challenging? Challenging number one, there were so many real estate brokers and there were so many competition. So challenging but very fulfilling also because I know in my heart that as long as I work hard, I persevere, no way I cannot sell during that situation.
So you mentioned that it was challenging to sell,
Yes.
and a large part of your life has to do with business. And
Yes, during that time. Around that time that I started selling real estate, my mother just passed away a few years ago, a few years before that. And The reason I enjoy writing is my mother encouraging me to be a writer, even as a hobby. So I wanted my name to be published everywhere, anywhere, and she would be delighted. She doesn't care when it comes out, whether it's a magazine, newspaper, a column, anything. She's very happy, very proud, excited. So I kept on writing and writing. And then when she passed away, I became a little bit lazy. I stopped writing. So I focused on selling real estate for 2.5 years. 95, 96, up to 97, the Asian crisis. So during that time, I really focused 150% or maybe 200% on it, doing nothing except selling from the morning 7 a.m. up to midnight every day, Monday to Sunday. I was selling. When I went home, I cannot not read. So when I go home at midnight, usually 11, 12 o'clock, I usually relax by reading all kinds of things. Not too much internet yet at that time, so I read newspapers, magazine, books. I read all kinds of things up till 3 o'clock in the morning every night to relax myself and make myself relax. Then I would sleep.
I was reading a lot about you. A big part of your life is buying Kamuning Bakery. So how much of your experience in real estate influenced you to revive Kamuning Bakery?
This bakery business is actually like an accident. I really bought Kamuning Bakery Cafe as a real estate investment. Throughout my selling of real estate, the first thing I did with the money I earned, I already.
Now that marks the end of today's conversation. But in a separate video, Wilson Lee Flores shares how he revived an 86-year-old bakery in the Philippines and the valuable lessons every entrepreneur can take away from it. If you enjoy stories like this one, like the video and hit subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.